going to be completely transparent with you on how I quadrupled my income. Alright, so a lot of you have asked in my comments on my last Capella video for a follow-up, and here it is. This is the long-awaited 2-year follow-up video to answer all your questions about what I've been doing with my degree, so on and so forth. Thursdays at 6 p.m. college and career talk, and answering your questions in regards to that. For me, I was able to quadruple my income with my master's degree. Now, let me be very transparent for you because according to some data that I'm going to be sharing with you in my next video, I am an outlier. So this isn't common for someone with a psychology degree, unfortunately. Got my first corporate job 7 years ago, and I started off in an entry-level position, and I was in the auto insurance field. I already had my bachelor's degree when I started the entry-level position, and then I worked on my master's after a few years in working in corporate. So I didn't start my master's right away. I worked for a couple of years, and then, let's just be honest, my mom was like, what are you doing? You need to get your master's degree. And so I was like, okay. As I expressed in my last video, I went from working full-time to doing part-time so I could finish my program on time, because Capella changed some of the specifications for the degree mid-program for me. So they were like, hey, if you don't finish by this date, you're going to have to also add this class or these classes in order for you to get this degree. And I was like, let me go ahead and finish up this degree real quick. So I went ahead, instead of taking 1 class a semester, I went up to taking 2 classes a semester and was able to finish in about 2 years. So that's that. So I was working on that in the 7 years with my first corporate company in the auto insurance business. Capella University was recommended by my employer. So they paid $10,000 towards my graduate's degree because I used their referral and their recommendation for the school. I can't stress this enough because a lot of times people have concerns about for-profit college degrees and whether or not it's going to be held to any esteem. Well, for me, in my case, it was because my employer was literally the one who referred me to Capella. While I was working my entry-level position, and I'm talking about quadrupling my income from the start of my corporate career to where I'm at now, okay? Just to clear that up. The way that I used my degree and how I was able to increase my income to debt ratio. So where my income is higher than my debt. I have been grinding for the past 7 years working in this field. And what I mean by grinding is, since the day I got my first position, I have been networking. I have been in the presence of not just managers and supervisors with their meetings that they have exclusive to just leadership, but I've had luncheons with the directors of the department for the whole entire claims department. I'm talking about nationwide. So not just the director for our local office, but I'm talking about the director who was over all of the claims departments nationwide. So I did that even before I got my my master's degree. So I was working hard and I was putting stepstones into place. So for the question as far as how was my job search and things like that, I decided to keep within the field that I was already working in because my degree is a business psychology degree. So it would be very useful in the corporate business that I'm already working in. And I thought about, hey, maybe I should do HR. Maybe I should go into leadership. So leadership is where I was going first, as recommended by my HR representative. I was very close with them, always in contact over those 7 years, asking them, do I need to get a degree? What are the benefits of me getting the degree? So it wasn't something that I just took upon myself and just got like off the fly just because my mom told me. No, like I actually did my research and I found out, is it actually going to help me in the long run? Because inevitably in this business, in the auto insurance industry, especially in claims, the people who are making process changes and system changes are the people that are in leadership. So what I studied in order for me to be actually able to use it in the field that I was already in, I would have to go into leadership, because they don't outsource to an industrial and organizational psychologist for help. So I stayed in my entry-level position, worked on those different side projects, get my name out there, networking. At the same time, I was working on my degree. Once I got my degree, I promoted up. Once I promoted up, I stayed there for only, I stayed there for only half of a year after I got the promotion, because they weren't hiring. There wasn't many opportunities for growth in the leadership sector. Kept networking, it didn't work out, and so then I said peace. So then I ended up at company number 2. Now at company number 2, I walked into that position. I never had a period I had 2 weeks off. I strategically planned it to where I quit one job and had a few weeks to just reset and like try to forget company 1's name, so that way I can start saying company 2's name when I'm talking to customers on the phone. Company 2, I went in under a leadership program automatically off the jump. I was in a management development program. Now entering that program, I kind of kept the same mid-level income, as far as I'm talking the mid 5 figures, and then when I was only there for a year, I had already went up into the higher 5 figures. This is the reason why it increased so quickly in 1 year. Every 6 months with this management development program, they're evaluating you and giving you a raise. The master's degree was actually necessary for me to break into the 6-figure or the higher 5-figure range, because management, it's required that you have a master's degree in order to manage in the auto insurance industry field, especially in claims. So I pursued it in something that I felt passionate about. Since my degree was already in psychology, I was like, you know what, let's bring business psychology. Having that point of view and that knowledge and that skill set and knowing how to quantify qualitative attributes really helped out when it came to analyzing behaviors, employees on the floor, the problems that they're struggling with, whether it's engagement, whether it is we need to hit a mark. I was able to consolidate that information and present it in a way that people could understand, and then in turn realize what behaviors needed to be changed in order to influence the numbers in the direction that we needed it to go. If I did not have my master's degree, I wouldn't have understood that, and I wouldn't be able to get pay increases at every check mark, because those at company number 2 were not guaranteed if you were just meeting the job. If you were just meeting, you're not going to get a pay raise. You always had to be exceeding, and you had to prove how you were exceeding. So I was always involved in little side projects, and just always involved with management, supervision, and with employees. That is what I mean when I say that I am an outlier, because I didn't necessarily go and apply for an industrial and organizational psychology profession. My title isn't an industrial and organizational psychologist. My title would be in leadership. Would you do it all over again if you knew what you know now? Yes. Yes, because I'm making bank. So yes, it was the right decision for me because of the specific situation that I was in as far as what I wanted to use my degree for. Do I see value in pursuing a PhD at Capella? No. So stay tuned every Thursday, because I'll be dropping nuggets. The next nugget I'm going to be dropping are programs that are guaranteed to give you an income that is higher than your debt. Is this degree actually going to translate to commas and dollar signs? That's all we care about, right? That is what the next video is going to be on. And like Anthony O'Neill says, your degree does not determine your future. You determine your future. I hope that was informative, enlightening, encouraging, and inevitably equips you to make the best decision for you, because it may not be that you need to go to college. Thanks for being so patient, y'all. I appreciate you guys, and we're almost to 500 subscribers, so let's keep up the great energy. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best on all your endeavors. Take care. See you next week.